Enjoyed the podcast. If you did enjoy the podcast, please consider going to patreon.com/DJ Santana Funny Man and joining my Patreon. I have one tier. It's for $1.50 a month, and with that money, I will all the money I get from my Patreon, I will put back into the podcast. That's what I'm decided to do. I'm making that stand right now. Any money I get from the Patreon will go straight back into the podcast, whether it's improving my setup. If you haven't noticed, I got a new microphone. Got that for my birthday. That's why I still have this beautiful beard. Got a new microphone. Because I want to make this podcast better. But I need money to buy equipment to make it better. So if you want to go to the Patreon and join that $1.50 a month club, bro, it's just tips, support the arts. $1.50 a month. Sure, it won't mean much now, but if I get 10 people to do it, what is that? $15 a month. I could save up for a couple months, get a freaking laptop. That'd be cool. If I get more than 10 people to do it, maybe I could get a computer. Maybe one day I could get rent a studio. Maybe I could get like a real recording set up. Or maybe one day I could hire someone to produce this. But not now. Today's the best one I ever did. I have a tripod connected to the iPhone. iPhone connected to the 12-foot long microphone cable that's going up underneath, up the couch, into my shirt and right there. So I hope it didn't scratchy for you this time like it did last time. I don't think it did, unless I did this a lot. I got my scene. I didn't even have to talk about my scene today. I was talking about things, and I rambled a lot, bro. I'm sorry. But yeah, if you want to help me make it better than this, please consider going to the Patreon. I'll put the link in the YouTube and on my podcast description. Thanks, everybody. It's getting better with DJ Santana. Hello. Welcome to episode 4. Today, I think I'm going to talk about writing jokes. Something that I don't think I know too much about. But I know something about because I've been doing it, I guess, right? So I'm going to say what I know about it, or what I've done about it, or what I need to do about it. I don't know. I'm just going to talk about it. So here we go. Writing jokes. The first joke I ever wrote came to me when I couldn't sleep well. I was laying in the middle of bed just thinking, I'm like, oh my goodness, why can't I go to sleep? And I was like, started just thinking nonsense in my head. I was like, maybe I should write this down. So I grabbed my phone, which is also my camera, which is also how I broadcast my podcast, which is also my video editor, which is also everything I do is on my phone. But I grabbed my phone and I started writing. And I started writing about, the joke is about short Italians. If you go on my YouTube, or if you're watching this, you're on my YouTube. If you go to like my first ever stand-up, like the joke about short Italians, calling them these little Nona bitches. Like that was like the first joke I ever thought of. And that's kind of a horrible joke. I haven't really worked on that much because I'm like, all right, I've gotten some more jokes since then. That's the first joke I ever wrote down. If you want to know what it is, go watch it. But it's pretty, yeah, I don't know. I haven't even looked at the joke to even start talking about that joke. I don't know why I brought it up. But that's my first joke. So you can see what I thought was a joke then. Just talking about coming over to the new world in suitcases with cannolis and lasagna. Like, I don't know. I probably should work on that some more because it's still funny. But to write a joke, I figured you have to have something to talk about, right? You're talking about something. And in that piece, the whole point of that, me talking about short Italians, was because I'm white. My last name's Santana. People assume I'm Italian. I'm not Italian. I'm 6'3", and that's the like I set that up with that. Like, I guess that's kind of stupid thinking about it now, but it ain't horrible. There's something there. So then I start talking about how there ain't no tall Italians. And one, I think just saying tall Italian sounds funny. It's funny wordplay, and it makes you smile. At least it makes me smile when I say it. So that way when I say it to other people, at least I'm smiling when I say it because it sounds funny. And then I start talking about how that ain't even a thing. Being a tall Italian is not real. Like, get out of here. So I guess that's it. You have to have something to talk about. You have to talk about it, right? But you gotta be funny. You have to have a setup. You say something, and you gotta have a punchline. Like when I say this, they should laugh right there. And sometimes, like, because I don't know what I'm doing, bro. Like, I've only been doing this since May? Since May. This first time I started, the end of May. I think the first time I got on a mic was maybe June, so not that long of this year. So I don't really know what I'm talking about. Maybe, I don't know. My jokes suck, but some of them are good. Like, I got one joke where I'm talking about, right now, I'm talking about this real life event that happened in my marriage. It was my anniversary. And every time I tell this joke, it's pretty funny. And I think I've, like, trimmed there's probably more fat I could trim off of, but I think, because every time it's consistently working now, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to put that up anytime soon. You got to come see me to hear that joke, because it's a good joke. But I've been looking more like, all right, so I'm a new comedian. Everywhere I go, I get about 5 minutes. Some places give me more, and I mess those up because I've never prepared for more than 5 minutes, which probably a mistake on my part. I need to be prepared for more than 5 minutes, because what 5 minutes? But I'm still a new comedian, and I'm doing open mics, and sometimes I suck. Sometimes I like just get up there and just stumble through my shit, and I forget my words, and like there's some days where I go and I'm like reading it inside my head instead of just like going along, just telling you these jokes, these funny stories of mine. But this one with my wife and our anniversary, like, I've been thinking when I tell this whole when I lay it all out, it's probably about 2 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes, if I get good laughs. But it's about 2 minutes. But I could keep breaking that down further. Like, I could add to that. Like, I was just before I started recording this, I was writing down a joke. And when I say I was writing down a joke, what I mean is, because not all my jokes I don't just write down. Some of them I just say out loud, and I say it 3 or 4 times to get it in my head, and then I'll write it down how I think it'll go, and then I'll play with it, and then I'll tell it to someone, and then I'll tell it to a bunch of people. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'll try it some more. But I just started adding more to this joke about our anniversary, and that's why I want to talk about joke writing, because when I was going through this new one, now I'm starting to recognize, all right, I have to build up. It's more than just setting it up. It's more than just laying it out there. Like, sometimes some jokes, all you got to do is just, here's this and that. I'm going to talk about it. It's going to be funny. Sometimes you can do that, but sometimes you got to, like, build it some. And then when you hit the punchline is more than just, that's funny. You got to hit them with something like, whoa, what the fuck? What? Like, if you could get them with a absurdity, like if you could say something that's funny, true, and it's just so like out there, I think that for me that makes a funny joke. When I'll just say something, or I just see other people, because I go to obviously I'm going to open mics. There's other people performing. I go to I watched some comedy competition the other day. I've never seen one before. I went to one. There's one out here in Sanford, Florida, at a very fine establishment, Celery City, where they serve craft beers and they have a full liquor bar in case you're thirsty for liquor. But they had a comedy competition, and I'd never seen one before, so I went. And it was pretty cool. There were some funny people. And, like, I ain't ready for that. Heck no. They're all, like, to win, you got to have 15 minutes. Definitely 15 minutes, because there's 3 5-minute rounds. And all your little 5-minute sets got to be good. And right now, I barely got good 5 minutes. You know what I mean? I ain't got 3 good 5 minutes. So, it's also a weird thing about when I'm writing my comedy. Like, right? So I'm writing jokes. But it's more like stories about stuff that's happened, right? For me, when I write, it's more like I'm telling a story. It's not just why'd the chicken cross the road type shit. I don't know. Like, some people just have good jokes like that. And even some of my jokes are like that. But I find myself tending to tell it in a story just because that's how I like to talk. Tell it like, I don't know where I'm going with, like, well, I write in a story mode. So now, being a new comedian, I get 5 minutes. So do I write my jokes in a 5-minute story? So that's a conundrum I'm like running into. Do I have to figure out a way to leave it open-ended enough that I could fit more into that block to make it a longer story. You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know if I'm explaining that well. You probably don't know what I mean because I'm not really sure. I just don't know. So, all right, am I writing 5-minute stories or am I writing 10-minute stories but only performing 5 minutes at a time? You know what I mean? So maybe that's what I should be doing, right? So I've got a good 5 minutes now. Maybe I add a minute, 2 minutes into, like, I got a joke that's working right, and then just add another minute joke into it, and then know that I could come back to the other ones if I need more, you know what I mean? If I need more time. So I've got two good bits that last about 5 minutes. That lasts about 4 minutes, and I got a minute that I continue to play around with. So I wouldn't say I got a good 5 minutes. I got a good 4 minutes, and a minute that I'm trying to figure out how to fill in. To add more to that story, and that those jokes, like, they run into each other, whether by accident or on purpose. Like, when I wrote them out, I didn't mean for them to write them out because they're 2 totally unrelated things. One is our anniversary, and one is Area 51, going to see the aliens. So there's 2 very different related things, but I have them, and they work well. But they work well together. Damn, I'm so dumb with words. If I talk too fast, I trip over them a lot. So sorry about that. And I need I have a minute where I've got a new joke where I'm trying to fit in that minute. But it's a different kind of joke. This joke is like more than just my words, you know what I mean? I'm not just saying the joke, I'm doing a joke. I'm doing a whole bit, like, where there's action involved. And you gotta see it to see it. And I don't know if it's gonna work, but I think it'll work. Like, I've done it a couple times and I get a little chuckles. I haven't got one of those good belly laughs, you know what I mean? I want to get one of them for this joke because I think it's one of those jokes. I think it could be. So I'm going to keep working on that. So I got 4 good minutes and I'm working on another minute. In the other, I've got other jokes that that didn't really work, that I haven't worked on. Maybe I need to work on those jokes, right? But I got to figure out how to fit those in. Like, say if I get a longer spot than 5 minutes, or maybe I don't. Maybe I could just say jokes and not have to make it like one story. and maybe it'll just form itself into a story because it's all whatever everything I'm like coming up with is just stuff like, hey man, this is how I see the world, bro. Welcome to my world for a second. I hope you laugh about it. Or if anything, I hope you think about it, because I got some things where I'm saying that I know aren't jokes, but it has to be said for a second, and then I'll say something funny. But those are delicate things to do too, because you don't want. I'm not trying to push a fucking message. Who the fuck am I? But if I do got a question about something that's really like affecting real life, can't I ask it? I should be able to, but I should be able to do it funnily. I should be able to do it in a funny way. Funnily, what the fuck? So it sounds like a bad action movie. Go see Funny Lee do his thing. I'm sorry for that. I gotta ask the question in a funnier way, I guess, or like accept that fucking weird, that weird thought time where everyone's just like, "Damn, he just said something," and fucking come right behind it with a banger. You know what I mean? Something to make them laugh real fast. I could probably try to do that. That'd be cool. But yeah, comedy, man, is a fickle thing because there's no like way to do it besides you got to go practice. And that's why I started doing it, because it's not something that I don't think I'll ever like just figure out. I think it's a hard game. You know what I mean? As soon as you think you got something good, something comes and whoops your ass. It's like jujitsu, but with words. You know what I mean? Like if you're there doing your jujitsu and you're out there rolling around, you got your blue belt and you think you've running shit. You're like you're going to your session, your training sessions every couple days, and you're just every time you're rolling, you're just having fools out. But then like a black belt comes, and you roll with him, and he just treats you like a rag doll and just chokes your neck really hard all the time. And as soon as you think you could stop him from choking your neck, he twists your arm up and it hurts very badly. And he does that a lot. And as soon as you stop that, he gets your ankles. And there's nothing you could do except get better. But you're going to get better because every time he chokes you out, you figure out a different way to address that next time so you ain't getting choked out. Same thing with comedy. Like you go up there and sometimes you think, ooh, this is gonna work. and you go tell your jokes and people just look at you like you got a big old penis growing out of your forehead. Like, why are you up here, bro? What are you doing? Why are you wasting our time with that? And I'm like, sometimes. But sometimes they laugh really good. The other night, I was telling a joke, and this lady, she got up and go to the bathroom in the middle of my set, and I said a punchline, and she started laughing from the bathroom loud as hell. And I was like, ooh, that's a good joke, at least for her. It was a good joke for me. I was hoping for that reaction, but dang. That same room, she was like one of 3 people, so maybe the laugh wasn't that loud. Maybe it was just really quiet in that room. No, I'm just playing. That was a good room. It was fun. All these rooms are fun, man. Like, you go to some weird places and like some weird, like sometimes you're talking and it's only comedians there, and like the person behind the counter at the coffee shop, like, and don't know and give a damn about what you're saying. But like if you get one of them to like look up and give you a little chuckle, like, hey, you did something. If you get one of them to put their phone down for a second, just listen to 30 seconds, like, oh, I got something there. So there's something in all of it, even when it's weird and just small and like it looks like, what are we doing? 'Cause there's some funny people telling some jokes to rooms with no one in it. Not me. I ain't that fun. I mean, I got some. I can't be like, I'm not trying to be stupid, humble, like, ooh, I'm not funny at all, because that's retarded. Oops, sorry, I don't want to say that, but I got some funny, obviously, or else I wouldn't keep doing it, because people are laughing. But there's other people that are very funny, and they just do everything about, like, the way they do stuff is pretty funny. And it's cool. I would have never known about these people unless I gone to start trying to do comedy myself. And it's cool seeing people that are funny, man. Like, because everyday life, you don't laugh a lot at people. Sometimes, like, the people you're around aren't that funny. Like, that's a true story. Like, sometimes, like, they might get it. They might say something funny, like, once a day if you're lucky. Like, whew. But then sometimes you go see people and they're just always cracking up with jokes. And it's just funny and silly and it just feels good. And when you're just laughing a lot and, like, just, I'm talking about laughing a lot, like, not under any influence of drugs. Like, just going there. Maybe you drank an energy drink because it was late and you don't want to be sleepy on stage. So you're like, yeah, I'm awake. And these people are just so funny. And it's just cool to, like, go out at nights and just laugh at people. Like, laugh with people. And being around other people that are laughing. Like, it's cool. Like, community. It's a little community. But it's a different community. I'll tell you what. You meet some characters, man. Like, some people that are into comedy just like, I understand why you're into comedy. This funny guy, his name's Christophe Jean. I don't know. It's French. But he's a very funny dude in Orlando. He asked me, he said it on stage, so I'm going to say it. He was like, how old are you, man? And I was like, 31. He said, you know you got some fucking problems. Because comedy, I think, like, it's funny. Like, I'm not saying I ain't got problems. But I'm saying I ain't got horrible problems right now. Like, my problems have been worse. But I have had problems. Like, you can't be, I don't think, so let me say that. Let me rephrase that. I think it's harder for someone to be very funny who didn't, like, have some horrible stuff happen to them. I think, like, you need the deep pain to bring out the deep funny. Just like everything in life, like Kanye West said, the most beautiful thoughts are always besides the darkest. Like, you can't have a beautiful butterfly without something being very ugly. Like, if everything just fluttered around so beautifully, like a butterfly would be whack as shit. Like, we'd just be so, like, eh. But we got ugly ass stuff like moths. Like, you see a moth, like, get the fuck away from me, moth. Flutter, flutter. Oh, look at a light bulb. You're an idiot. What are you doing? You're gonna get to that light bulb and you're gonna die. What? Oh, you look like dust. Like, ew. But then you see a butterfly, and it's like beautiful. Like, it's fluttering so soft in the wind. Its wings are so colorful and symmetrical. And you're like, oh my goodness. So you need that ugly dirt moth for that butterfly to be beautiful. Because if there was no ugly dirt moths and everything that fluttered by was like a butterfly, it'd lose its novelty. Just like right now I'm looking outside and it's a dark and gloomy day. And it makes me wish it was sunny outside. And a couple days ago, it was sunny outside, and we live in Central Florida. So it was like 100 degrees with a 99,000% humidity. So you go outside and you're just walking in a bowl of soup, and it's gross. And when it's happening, you're like, ew, screw this. I can't wait for it to cool down. And now it's all dark and gloomy, and it just rained, and I wish it was sunny outside. So you need the bad to appreciate the good. And the same thing, and if you have, like, in your life, some really bad, some things that happen, I think a good outlet to that for that, or I don't know if it's a good outlet because some people could be too funny, but I think a way that people have dealt with childhood trauma is by being funny. Or some people are just funny from the get-go. Like some people don't even need, like some people are just, that's all they had a good life and they're just a funny person. So maybe you don't need the trauma. Maybe it helps some people. Maybe, hey, without childhood trauma, maybe we'd be super funny without the dark tendencies, without the shit in between. Who knows? But yeah, writing jokes is kind of weird. And it's not like anything else where like you write a joke and this is gonna work. You got to go tell it to people. And if you tell it like, and it all depends on how you tell it, because you can't just walk up to a person and just start talking to them about whatever you're talking about, like your wife's and like Area 51, and somehow to tie that together with the word papusa. Yeah, you can't just do that. Like you gotta, what? I don't know what else. Oh, you gotta tell that to someone. You can't just know that it's gonna work. You can't just write that down and know it's funny. You know what I mean? It can make you laugh, but sometimes you're dumb. Sometimes you just laugh at like stupid things. So you have to go tell your new jokes to people. So yeah, I don't think I'm too confused about writing more material anymore. I think it'll figure itself out. I'll just rotate through. Yeah, say one of the good ones I know, one of those two good ones, and then rotate through and add new shit and not get laughs and just deal with it. 'Cause that's the worst thing that could happen, you know what I mean? No, that's not the worst thing that could happen. The worst thing that could happen is you could say something horrible and no one laughs, and then you're like, oh damn, maybe I went too far. That's pretty bad. But or like I don't think I'm not saying like, I don't think I'm saying stuff like that's gonna push the envelope that far. I don't think. Maybe it is, and I just don't know. But the worst thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna tell a joke and nothing happens. You don't get any laughs. And the worst thing that can happen is you could keep doing that. So for more than 2 minutes, and like that kind of sucks. But it's not like you don't get hurt. You just get off stage. Hopefully you recorded it. See, like hopefully someone laughs at something. And all right, let me go. Why didn't this work? What did I do? Because sometimes, for me personally, I know sometimes like I'll get a little nervous and I'll sound nervous. So and the only way to get over nervousness is to keep doing it. So be comfortable. I think I'm getting more comfortable, but I still got a little nerves because I can't just go fucking wild on a microphone. I can't do it. I don't know. I can't just go. Can't do what I'm doing now, you know what I mean? Where I'm just letting thoughts explore themselves, and I'm just going to hopefully make some sense. Can't do that on a microphone yet. More practice. It'll come with time, probably. What else? I decided to start a chapter of the Cacophony Society here in Orlando. The Cacophony Society is a loosely organized group of people that are interested in bringing pockets of silliness and absurdity into the world. So I'm going to be trying to meet up with people and just do fun things around Orlando. Yeah. We're going to have our first meeting here soon. Probably in the first 2 weeks of August, we're going to have a meeting near UCF where we're all going to wear khakis and polos and we're gonna wear sandals, and we're gonna have a very important speech from a very good speaker. He's gonna come talk to us about it. But it's gonna be in Starbucks, so that way we could recruit people, or just so the people know, like, hey, this is a thing. People are out here having fun. People out here being silly. But I'm gonna make an event about it. I'm gonna post about it on Facebook and on Instagram a bunch. If you are in the Orlando area and you are interested in like meeting with silly people that want to do silly things in public, silly, and I mean funny. It's gotta be funny. We're not just over here like just, ooh, let's go run into mailboxes with our cars. Ha ha ha. Like, no, dude, that's illegal. I'm just talking about like just making things just a little weird for people. This is gonna be kind of subtle. Like, this is gonna be kind of the speech. I'm really looking forward to the speech. I've read through it, like, and the speaker. I really like the speaker. So, if you are in Orlando, please follow me on Facebook and Instagram at DJ Santana Funny Man. Because I'm going to be posting details about this meetup soon. And everyone's invited. The only requirement for this meeting is you wear khakis, a polo, and sandals of some sort, and be ready to hear a speech from a good speech giver. For me personally, with this group, I'm going to be looking to just meet fun people to hang out with and do fun things with. I'm going to try to do something at least monthly, like make a monthly event like this. And I encourage anyone else that's in the group who wants to join the group to come up with your own events to do in public. Or just anywhere. Or just events to bring the people together. Like, there's places in Orlando we could all just go check out, like weird stuff. I don't know, there's all sorts of things we could do. It's called Orlando Cacophony. I'll post about it on my Facebook and my Instagram. But I hope you come out, and we'll have some fun, and people will enjoy it, or people will be like, what the fuck is happening? Which is also good too, because people don't have that feeling enough in their life. You know what I mean? People are so used to everything being the way it is. People are used to their routine. They go to a place and they just do their thing, and nothing ever really happens. The most interesting thing that happens is a car accident. Yeah, buddy, go for it. The most interesting thing that happens in this podcast is guest events or guest appearances from my children and my animals. Oh, Piper is up there. But most people, they'll go to their places, do their things, and the most interesting thing that can happen for them is they see someone get hit by a car. If you ever seen someone get hit by a car, your eyes go to it, bro. I don't blame you. It's interesting. It's like, oh, damn, I don't see people get ran over often. But is that really like the best thing for someone's brain to be seen as the most interesting thing that could happen? What if, instead of some horrible thing, we could just surprise people with surprise people with absurdity, and just make people giggle at least, if not laugh, and surprise them with it where they're not expecting it. That's what I would like to do, and that's what this group's about. It's called Orlando Cacophony. It's on Facebook. It's a closed group, so you gotta answer some questions to get approval, and there's some rules, but it's pretty lenient. If you want to meet, I just laid out the guidelines pretty well. Check it out. It's on Facebook. And invite anyone that you know in the Central Florida area to do it if you're not in this area. Because, hey, the more the merrier, bro. The more people we get just having fun, why not? And one of the rules is just have fun. Be fun first, bro. Like, first be funny. Whatever you're doing, as long as you're trying to be funny, go for it. And Here's another rule: don't shit on anyone else's funny. If someone else is gonna do something, wants to do something that you think is kind of whack, ignore it, bruh. Like, you don't gotta like say, "Oh, don't do that." Unless it's like something that you think might be illegal, you might want to like bring up the legal ramifications. But you don't say don't do that because it's dumb. You know what I mean? Don't shit on someone else's funny, because we're not all the same, bro. Like, it's fun when we get when we get a bunch of people to laugh at the same shit we like to laugh about. But sometimes people laugh at other things, and we gotta let them laugh at that sort of shit. The only time I don't like laughing, honestly, is if I'm laughing at someone. You know what I mean? I'll give into it a little bit. Like, I'll go laugh at someone for like if someone's doing something that I think is pretty fucking dumb, I'll laugh at it for a little bit. But I don't like to do that often, because I know like that's not good-hearted to go laugh at people that shouldn't be or maybe they should be laughed at. Maybe they deserve some ridicule, and maybe that's why I'm laughing at them. Because, yeah, maybe I don't feel too bad about it, because the people I go laugh at, like, some people, like, just think that they're really hot shit, all right? So, some people think they're really good, and some people not only think it, but they say it out loud to other people often, and they just sit there and like, ha ha ha, I'm the greatest. And sometimes those people, when they go do whatever they say they're the greatest at doing, they fucking suck at it. So I don't feel bad when I go witness that. Like, if you're going to come out and tell me how great you are at something, and I go check it out and you're not, bruh, I'm laughing, because that's funny to me. Like, that's why I try to be humble. Like, I mean, it's a virtue, I get it. But I don't want anyone to ever be surprised when, like, oh, that was not that funny. Because sometimes it's happened, I've seen in real life where I thought I was funny, and a group of strangers was like, no, you ain't, fool. You stupid. And not even funny stupid. Just stupid. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, stupid? So, I know that is an option if anyone were to ever come to my comedy right now. And then I know there's other people that every time I see them, they always make me laugh, and they always make like a group of other people laugh. So I got to get to that point where I'm always making people laugh, not just sometimes, not just even most of the time, where I'm just always making them laugh. And I'm getting there. Through practice. It's fun. It's fun to keep going out there and practicing. Like, people are starting to notice that I'm hanging around. Like, I guess it's not. Yeah, I'm not. It's not. I guess people wanting to be a comedian isn't a very common thing, especially, and people to stick around and try to be a comedian. It's not a common thing that people do. So I've been around for more than 3 months, or for about 3 months, and people are starting to notice that I'm around. That's cool. I hope I can be funny. I hope they notice me, and then they laugh. I hope I don't give off any negative vibes. Because there are people, you ever meet people that like just fucking give off like weird vibes, like you just look at them like, huh, that's odd. I hope I'm not throwing off odd energy to people. I hope I'm just throwing off happiness, and I'm just happy to be here. Because I am just happy to be there, bro. Like, because for real, you go to these shows, and every day you go out, there's someone new you're gonna see, or even the same people that you might see that they're saying something different, or they're saying it differently, and it's still funny, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate being able to go laugh with people. So, and I have no expectations, honestly. Honestly, I'm doing this for like fun. Uh, if ever, like, I'm good enough where someone wants to do something with me, like, I will be more than happy to. And I will, like, my priorities will shift, and I will do things, like, and I will, yeah, like, this is fun, but it's a fun way to possibly make some sort of money. I'm not videotaping this, putting it on YouTube. I'm not going to put this on the Anchor app and get it broadcasted through all the podcast channels just because it's fun. I hope I could get paid by having fun. Right? Like, I'm sitting on my couch right now just talking jibber jabber nonsense about my joke writing. What if one day I'm pretty good at this? What if people want to listen to me and I get more than fucking 30 listens? What if that happens? That'd be pretty cool. And the only way it could happen is for me to try. And this is fun doing. Like, that's why I want it fun doing. Yeah, this is fun doing. This is fun while doing it. That's why I wanted to do it. Because I am 31. Might as well not live my life not ever trying to do something that I thought would be really cool to do, that I think I would enjoy. And, like, I do enjoy it. Like, dude, think about being funny. Like, just trying to find all the funny in everything is so cool. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. And the more you could write about more stuff. Like I was talking about earlier with my our anniversary, and I've got more jokes to go into that, to add at least another minute, hopefully, of new joke material, to get more laughs and just diving deeper into it. Because I was listening to Joe Rogan, and he had Dr. Cornell West, and he was talking about how comedy, like, it's everything. Comedy, you could explore how everything is so fractured. Everything could be broken down deeper and deeper and deeper. And there's something funny about all of it. Something, like, the fact that I'm sitting here on my couch talking to a cell phone, hoping you listen to this. It's kind of absurd. It's kind of funny. But it's also kind of cool because I have the ability to do that. And I'm happy that I could do that, because why not? I have a phone. Might as well use it for cool things, for more than just Googling stuff and making memes. Ooh, speaking of memes, on my Facebook and Instagram, at DJ Santana Funny Man, I have been recently making memes using some of my jokes. So if you're looking for some of my stand-up material, you're like, where is it? Check out some of the memes or some of the captions I post next to the memes. Because if it's not my meme, then obviously that's not my joke. But if I post a caption next to it, that's probably something very similar to what I'm going to say on stage. Which is cool. And I don't know if that's, like, against the rules of comedy. I don't know. Who knows? What are the rules, bro? I'm just trying to build a fan base, because here's a fun fact about me. Up till May of last year, I had a meme page on Facebook where I had almost 15,000 followers. But then I got permanently deleted off Facebook. And I figured I'm pretty good with memes. I can make memes. I know how to make them. If I could use memes to sell my comedy, or to market my comedy to people on the internet, why not do it? So that's what I'm going to do. Because for the most part, if I made a meme, because I'll put my watermark on it. If that's my meme, original meme, it's a watermark. If it's not my meme, I don't take credit for it. And I'll try to write a caption, just put my own little originality to it. Damn, my words suck today. I'm sorry. Gotta take my my brain medicine. I got on an alpha brain I need to take. My brain's kind of foggy. I've been eating a lot of carbohydrates recently. Oh yeah, you know how I've been saying I need to lose my weight or get back on the keto diet. I decided maybe I don't need to get back on the keto diet to lose the weight. I've been intermittent fasting, and I've kept off all the weight. Like I've stayed at 205, so I've lost 60 pounds. And by eating for only 6 hours a day, and generally eating good within those 6 hours, eating generally keto-based, low-carb-based diet. Every now and then I have some ice cream, whatever. But now I decided for the last 20 pounds I want to lose, because I want to get down to 185 as my final goal, because that's like the weight I used to be, and I've always felt comfortable at. Like there's just a good weight where I felt like I had no pudge. Because look at that. Ooh. Dude, it's like an ocean right there. My body is an ocean. Anyways, if I could get down to 185, I felt comfortable there. So the way I'm going to do that is by this thing called extreme fasting. Ooh, what's extreme fasting? It means, I don't even know if that's the the real term. I just made this shit up. But I'm going to intermittent fast for 20, maybe 22 hours a day, and only eat between 2 and 4 hours a day. And in that 2 to 4 hours a day, eat whatever the fuck I want. Like start eating at dinner and just have a 2 to 4 hour time block from then just to fucking eat everything, which I think makes sense for me because I'm usually not really hungry until dinner time. Like I might eat a late lunch because I notice that I'm not hungry, or that I notice that I haven't eaten. So I might eat a lunch just to eat. But I could definitely go to dinner without eating, all the way up to dinner, and be fine. And I think it'll kick in some fat burning chemicals in my brain and my body, and it'll help me turbo boost this last 20 pounds, and then go back to just my regular intermittent fast type diet, eat low carb based, eating 6 hours a day just naturally without even thinking about, like, that's a diet, just that's how I was eating. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's how I get better that way. Yeah, I don't even have really much else to talk about, so I'm going to end it there. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you did enjoy the podcast, please consider going to patreon.com/DJ Santana Funny Man and joining my Patreon. I have one tier. It's for $1.50 a month, and with that money, all the money I get from my Patreon, I will put back into the podcast. That's what I'm decided to do. I'm making that stand right now. Any money I get from the Patreon will go straight back into the podcast, whether it's improving my setup. If you haven't noticed, I got a new microphone. Got that for my birthday. That's why I still have this beautiful beard. Got a new microphone. Because I want to make this podcast better. But I need money to buy equipment to make it better. So if you want to go to the Patreon and join that $1.50 a month club, bro, it's just tips, support the arts, $1.50 a month. Sure, it won't mean much now, but if I get 10 people to do it, what is that, $15 a month? I could save up for a couple months, get a freaking laptop. That'd be cool. If I get more than 10 people to do it, maybe I could get a computer. Maybe one day I could get rent a studio. Maybe I could get like a real recording set up. Or maybe one day I could hire someone to produce this. But not now. Today's the best one I ever did. I have a tripod connected to the iPhone. iPhone connected to the 12-foot long microphone cable that's going up underneath, up the couch, into my shirt, and right there. So I hope it didn't scratchy for you this time like it did last time. I don't think it did, unless I did this a lot. I got my scene. I didn't even have to talk about my scene today. I was talking about things, and I rambled a lot, bro. I'm sorry. But yeah, if you want to help me make it better than this, please consider going to the Patreon. I'll put the link in the YouTube and on my podcast description. Thanks, everybody.